What's going on, everybody, and welcome to another State of Affairs where we talk about the goings on of the channel. When I woke up this morning, I had forgotten that this video was going to be coming out on the day that I had planned for it to come out on, so I'm a little bit rushed in terms of getting things ready, but this time around I do have all of the settings of everything actually put in order. But I'm not going to delay any of this too much longer. I'm just going to go into last month's videos on both my channels. Obviously going to start off with the main channel. I released 13 videos last month in August 2023, got 547 views between them, so a pretty substantial amount. Most of that comes down to one video, which kind of blew up, and it wasn't the one that I thought would reach higher heights than all of the rest, let's say. Some of the video highlights that I got put out in August that I want to shout out for you here. We're starting off with a top 10 list of 1,000 page novels I want to read. That one was actually the one that did blow up a little bit. I want to say about 240 views or something in the time since it released. The next video that I want to highlight was another top 10, which I'm surprised to learn I did 2 top 10s in August. That kind of caught me off guard. But the second top 10 was 10 serialized novels I want to read serially, which to a certain degree foreshadows a little bit of something that I want to start to do next year. But, we can talk about that in channel plans video for 2024. So here in like 4 months or something like that. And then the third and technically fourth video I want to shout out were my reviews on The Great Hunt by Robert Jordan and Malice by John Gwynne. Those were my biggest videos besides those 2 top 10 lists over the last month. So those are the ones that I wanted to shout out. On the second channel, I released 6 videos and got 55 views between them, which was a lot more than before. In fact, I don't think any of the 2 or 3 months before that I got anywhere near that many views on in any independent month, so that was pretty nice. The highlights of videos that I did get released in August, thankfully I have something a little bit more substantial to shout out here than I did last month, and those being the second episode of Zelda Talks, and that one did well enough, pretty comparable to the first one, so I'm happy with that. And I don't know when the third episode of that will come out. In fact, I have no clue if a third episode will get done at any point this year. It depends on when I get back to playing that game and actually get to a stage where, Josh and I can record a third episode. I think Zelda Talks are going to be fairly casual type of things, not like regularly scheduled or anything. That's kind of what the second channel is in general. It's not a whole bunch of stuff that I am working on dedicatedly. Just kind of like, oh, there's stuff that I want to do for the second channel, let's put that up, so my main priority is keeping stuff up and on schedule for the main channel. Obviously, I'm not going to make the second channel more important in any factor. The other thing that I do want to shout out is, a video that I'm probably most proud of besides the Sleep Token Take Me Back to Eden review being it was a blog, and I made an audio visualizer for the second channel, just like I did for the Sleep Token review and the new Avenged Sevenfold album review. This one was called A Decade of Melodeath, the Orbit Culture Discography Ranking, where I, ranked the 7 releases that Orbit Culture has done between their first EP in Odyssey all the way up through the recent album Descent. I really enjoyed making that one. I really enjoyed writing that one, even though it took a decent bit to get done. It was a fairly lengthy one, but I thought it was worth it. It got a pretty good reception too. I think it actually performed a bit better than even the Sleep Token album review did, and of course, that has me perfectly happy, and I'm completely satisfied with that. So that's the other shout out that I wanted to make. Let's move next into last month's writing. Got quite a bit done in August, and I'm quite happy with how things turned out. I did get all of the Lake of Ash outline complete done in August, totaling to 10,165 words and 49 scenes in that book, compared to the barely over 10,000 words of Halfway Hollow, and I believe that one was 53 scenes, and then the 11,500, somewhere in that neighborhood, words of Silent Rain within 59 scenes. That was what I got done last month, was doing all of that Lake of Ash outline. I think it turned out pretty well, but it's going to need a lot more revising than the first 2 will, for plenty of reasons. Being kind of like the climax of that trilogy, there's a bit of stuff that needs to be changed, especially in the climax itself. So I have started revisions at this point, and we'll work on that in September. At this point, I don't think I'll be able to do it all in September, but if I can have it done by October, that'll be nice. Silent Rain shouldn't be too bad. I've added a few hundred words to that so far, got a few scenes into it. It's been a relatively slow process because I've been trying to give myself a break from that since I did binge a whole lot of writing in just a couple weeks, basically, with the Lake of Ash. Halfway Hollow shouldn't be too difficult either. It might need, a bit of expansion and clarifications in a lot of parts, but not a whole lot of changes themselves. And then the Lake of Ash will be a bit more extensive, where basically all of part 4, I think I'm going to redo. The inherent structure of it is probably going to remain more or less the same, potentially, but there's definitely some stuff that is going to have to change a lot to actually, make it work and be more satisfying, because as is, I don't think it would be satisfying at all. And as for channel statistics, the next portion of this video, I actually have all of my tabs and everything ready to go right here. Let's start off with the main channel statistics. I got 719 views in August, which was up 18.3% over July. So not too shabby if I do say so myself. I got 57.8 watch hours, which was down 13.3%, so ever so slightly down, like I said, just a wee bit, but nothing too crazy or, unexpected necessarily. Most of the videos that actually took off this month compared to the last couple months were shorter ones, actually. So, regardless of how many views they got or whatever, the average view duration was going to be a little bit lower and thus a little bit lower watch time. But hey, I still broke 50 watch hours in a month. No complaints from me there. In terms of impressions, I got 36,548 impressions, down 7.6% from the previous month. Pretty much just about the same. So, considering that I got a little bit more views but a little bit less impressions, my click-through rate was actually a lot, not like a lot higher, but a decent portion better this month than I did get the month before, and that is always nice. And then I also went up a net gain of 3 subscribers, putting me at a total of 495. So within September, October, November, December, 4 months, I need to somehow obtain and keep 5 more subscribers. I don't know if that's going to happen, but it would be really cool if it did. That's kind of what I'm shooting for. Is the goal. As for the second channel, I got 57 views, which was up 217% over the last month. Like I said, it was got quite a bit of views in several videos, and a lot of them got pushed a lot more than I was expecting them to. In fact, there's a couple videos that got a lot of impressions that I'm like, why did those get impressions? Of all the videos over there, why did those 2 get the impressions? But it's whatever. I got 9.7. I'm having trouble speaking English today. My apologies. 9.7 watch hours on the second channel in August, which was up 42.6%. Again, a fairly substantial uptick. I got 2,314 impressions, that is not down. That is absolutely incorrect. Let me go ahead and actually edit that to say what it is supposed to say, because that was up 804% versus the previous month. It was a huge upgrade. Like I said, a couple videos got pushed severely, like with 1,500 impressions. One video got that. I have no clue why that video got that many impressions, but I'm just going to go with it. And I did get a net gain of 2 subscribers, putting me at a total of 10 on the second channel. Perfectly acceptable to me. Any subs is going to be pretty neat. So yeah, that is what went down with the channel statistics over August. As for what's coming this month, I'm going to take a huge step forward with reading versus last month, where I took a little bit of a step back. In fact, a lot of a step back, a lot more than I thought, because there's a lot of reading stuff going on this month that are going to affect things, let's say. And it's going to get pretty crazy. In fact, because of some changes that I wasn't expecting, I'm actually going to be re-recording the August reading wrap-up and September TBR video that's going to be coming out in 2 days. From the time... Wait, it's going to be coming... At what date is this video released? Is this video released on the 4th or the 2nd? I mean, my schedule says it releases on the 4th, so that's fine. If it releases on Monday the 4th, the video that comes out tomorrow. If this releases on Saturday the 2nd, it's the video that comes out on Tuesday. Either way, regardless, the TBR video is changed enough. The material that was in it versus when I originally recorded it has changed enough that I'm having to re-record it now as such. And I knew that I shouldn't have recorded that video as early as I did, but I did anyway, and now I'm reaping what I sow in that regard. Regardless, I'm also going to work on finish catching up on some videos again over the rest of September, and kind of go through and learn how my revision process and system is going to go for the Reign of Ash with outlining specifically. That'll be an interesting one particularly. But thank you guys for watching this video, and especially if you got this far, I really appreciate you. You guys are the real ones. I will see you guys in the next video, which is either the next Fortnite on the Isle, where I go into a little bit more detail with some of these things, like what I'm reading and, you know, all the fancy hoo-ha that comes with that, or it might just be the reading wrap-up and TBR video, which I recommend you check out because September is going to be crazy again after I took a step back in April. I'm glad I took a step back, though, because I kind of needed it. Regardless, like I said, thank you guys for watching. I'll be back in the next video.